I'm Will Caliber. I'm going to tell you why I think this is the best carry gun for 2025, especially for beginners. Why I think that this is a better gun, especially for beginners, is that you don't have any safeties. This is I'll clear the weapon again, point and shoot gun. And you do not have to worry about a safety. Now, like for instance, on a 1911, this is a single action only 1911. The hammer has to be back, and this safety right here has to be on or off if you're gonna shoot. So it's a muscle memory. And I caught myself a few times as I shoot this SIG, I was constantly looking for my safety, which does not exist on the SIG, right? When I'm gonna shoot this gun, safety's off, and this has a grip safety as well, which I also like, and I'm ready to shoot. You can see that safety in under stress environment, that safety, having it, and if you're not used to it, having that safety, sometimes you might be sitting there pulling that trigger and you forget to turn that safety off. And it happens. It happens a lot with people. A lot of people compare this gun to the Glock, and the Glock does have this what they call trigger safety right here. That trigger, that's all you have in the Glock, is that little red button right there that is considered the Glock safety, and it's already in your trigger. So when you go to pull this trigger, it's the same concept. This is the way everything's going nowadays. Now this has a custom trigger in it, but if you can see, when I go to pull that trigger, okay, it is a very hard, this is like a 5-pound trigger. And you can see it is just as sensitive, but once you start shooting these, you will see how hard this trigger is to pull compared to the SIG 320. And when you see this trigger, it does have some slack there, okay? And then when you go to pull that, it's just a good break. It just has a lot cleaner break, and also your finger fits a little bit nicer. SIG's been known for this trigger, and their trigger is just a little bit nicer. The SIG 320 in this size frame is probably one of the easier guns. It offers a great grip. The trigger pull on these are very precise. And if you can see there, it's gonna break just as soon as it hits. And that break right there is what you want in a lot of your pistols. You don't want a long trigger pull. It creates hesitancy, and it creates where you pull down on it. If you're not very proficient at shooting, that trigger pull being a really long one pulls down on that gun. It creates some lag in there. The reason I like the SIG 320 and I like this mechanism in the SIG brand is it has just a clean break. Now I have the Romeo 1 sight on it, and if you're not very good at lining up your 3-dot sight system, your standard system, that red dot, wherever you put that red dot is where that bullet's gonna go, as long as you take the time and get practice with it, because it also has a little bit of an issue with sometimes, depending on your eye dominance. Sometimes you kind of twist it a little bit, so it does take some getting used to, but it is something that if you practice, and it's all about practice with these guns are some of the best out there right now. They're not as thick as the Glock. They have nice rounded edges. They're just easier to conceal. They are a bigger frame gun, so a lot of people do have a hard time getting their hand on that grip and getting around there and getting a good grip. The other thing I like about this, they have a little bit higher slide. The slide's a little bit higher. Some people talk about in the Glocks and some of your 45 ACPs, your 1911s, they come back and they cut you. When this gun slides back and cycles that next round, your grip is down low, so you don't have to worry about it cutting the back of your hand, and it happens a lot in different ranges and things that I've been to. Breakdown and cleanup, also very simple. The other thing is capacity. These are in 9mm. These are 15+1 capacity. I only have 5 rounds in it right now, but 15 rounds plus 1 in your chamber. And remember, guys and gals, keep that bullet in the chamber, okay? You're not that fast. You cannot draw your weapon and chamber this gun and deal with your threat fast enough. I don't care how fast you think you are, you cannot get that in. Statistically, most of your issues come in at under 15 feet, and you can't clear this out of the holster and load that round and then aim and shoot in the matter of under 3 seconds. It's near impossible. All these carry guns, okay guys, every one of these carry guns, you've got to get the right holster. Carrying a gun is an inconvenience. I've carried a gun for so long that I always buy pant size bigger. I use concealment on my shirt and I've got my 1911 on. You have to dress accordingly. The biggest thing that I see that people do, and they do it wrong, is that they allow their gun to be seen. It's called concealed carry for a reason, and what they don't know can't hurt them, and what they don't know they can't grab for. Statistically, out in the real world, having your gun out there in the open, there are some nut out there that's going to try to grab it. Crowded environments, making sure you are keeping your gun concealed is so important. No one needs to know about that gun. You do not need to be showing that gun off until you're ready to use it. And it's always been my opinion, because of years of carrying, is IWB, carrying inside the waistband, having a good belt and having the gun concealed and keep it tight against your body. It doesn't profile. You don't see it. The old saying is, if it's unseen, it doesn't exist, right? Keeping these guns concealed is so important. Off-body carry, carrying one in your purse, in a sling bag is fine, and I believe in it sometimes. My wife, she carries a gun, and when she does off-body carry and she carries it in her purse, she has a purse that's specially designed for that, and she slings it so it can't just be grabbed off her shoulder. Getting pants that are too small, shirts that don't fit right, and it's rising up constantly, and you're getting, as you bend over or as you do something like that, and it's constantly. Now, if I start running on a treadmill, doing some different things, it is gonna ride up. I keep raising my arms up. Sometimes it won't always sit back down, but I'm constantly always checking my shirt. You guys may not know that. A lot of people don't see it, but I don't want everybody and their brother to know that I have a gun on me. It's none of their business. Hey guys, real quick, if you like this content and you want to see me make more of these types of videos, hit that subscribe button. So now I'm going to demonstrate just how to shoot this gun. SIG 320 in 9mm versus a Coca-Cola 2-liter. I'm just going to shoot 5 rounds, 9mm, shoot that 2-liter. We're going to try 1 round. Let's see if I miss. I have the Romeo 1 red dot on here. It's pretty well sighted in, pretty darn good. Let's see if I can hit anything. So thanks for watching. That's just my thoughts on why this SIG 320 in this frame size, especially for a beginner, this is just a very reliable, very good go-to gun. Price point, you're gonna pay double for this gun. This is, I think it's just right at $1,000 gun, $890, $900, something like that. With the sight, I think you're hitting around $1,000. You get into the Glock, you know, I think you're what, $565, $585, depending on your market. Obviously, you're going to be paying more, but the SIG quality, they've gotten their drop test. They did have some problems in the original SIG 20s where they were dropping them and they were going off. They've got that fixed. Just like anything new, you get you a new car, you always got some issue, some new model out there. But I could say, if you want to know more about the Glocks, watch this video. I do a review on the 40 caliber, and I also show you the 45s, the 9mm. Thanks for watching. Remember this: God, family, country.